writing the album, I've been writing the album for like the last 4 weeks, the lyrics. But honestly, before that, we've been in lockdown in the UK for 12 weeks now. I had no motivation to do anything for the first 8 weeks. I was kind of miserable, I guess, like everyone else in the world right now. I didn't want to write. I didn't want to listen to music. I just wanted to watch Netflix and eat pasta and shit. So I was not in a good way. But now I feel like I have a deadline to work for because we're going to the studio now, and it kept getting moved back. So now I feel a bit more positive, and I'm looking forward to actually getting in there and getting these songs out of me as such. Everyone that has seen the band or seen live videos of this new lineup knows how incredible they are, and especially the young energy of my lead guitar player, Danny. He's brought something to the band that I'm really excited for people to see on the album, because he's 20 years old. These are like the first riffs that are coming out of him, you know, and they're just brilliant. It's really, really exciting. And yeah, I can't wait. It's also going to be interesting because we're recording it on our previous albums. We recorded everything live, but obviously because of COVID-19, we wouldn't be allowed to do that. You can't do that in one room. So we're doing it separately, which is going to be really interesting. And we're actually working with a producer, which is the first time ever for the band that we're working and being produced, which I'm looking forward to. I think it's going to be a great album. He likes the great guitar players, you know. Yngwie, the master. He loves Slash, which won't come as a surprise to many people because he looks like he could be Slash's child. He really has got this incredible passion for guitar, but he loves playing great riffs. It's not just playing songs, you know, not just playing notes. He really does love making music. And I think in a 20-year-old person, that's really rare. Most performers nowadays just want to play guitar in their bedroom and play as many notes as they can, as fast as they can. Whereas Danny wants to create things that make people feel something. So yeah, we've got a lot of Slash influence, a lot of Yngwie influence on some of this tracks, some early Blackmore, you know, like he's just Dio, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of heavier kind of, more dramatic sounds, I suppose.
I think we should try something like that just to make it a bit cooler.
Just for the second time, or this.
Yeah.
Try it?
Yeah, give it a go.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's obviously different, and sonically, like the sound of this thing is going to sound unlike anything we've done before, because usually you only on an Inglorious album hear 2 guitars at one time, whereas this time you're going to hear a lot of guitars. Everything's going to be layered. Everything's going to be produced. There's going to be more keyboards. There's going to be drum triggers. There's going to be all sorts of things going on that haven't been on previous albums. So it will sound different from that point of view. But from songwriting, I don't think so, really. Everyone is a really strong songwriter, and we wrote it the same way. You know, it starts with a riff. If I like the riff, then we turn it into a song. Then if we like the song, then I write lyrics on it. So it's the same way we work all the time. And we have one thing this time that I didn't have before. We have 15 songs, which I need to get down to 11 to record. So I have to lose 4 songs. I'm really struggling. I do not know what to lose. And I think I'm going to leave that to our producer, because I can't choose. I can't pick. I don't know on the album title. I could tell you like a title that I think would work for the album. There's a song on the album called Eye of the Storm, which I think works, especially with like what's going on right now in the world. I think it's kind of perfect. There's a song on here called God of War, a song called Medusa, a song called Messiah, We Will Ride, My Misery, We Will Meet Again, Cruel Intentions, She Won't Let You Go, These Are the Days, Do You Like It? There's great titles, you know. It's just finding those ones that really work. And also it will depend which becomes a single and a music video. I'll think about all that and then we'll decide what one should be the album title, or maybe we just call it Inglorious 4 and be done with it. I never wanted to be political in any way. Like I feel like I move politics. I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle. What's happened in the last 12 weeks, and especially the last month with the Black Lives Matter movement, I found myself really upset and really angry. So I wrote a bit about those feelings and a bit about experiences and figures in the world that are just horrible. So I wrote about some of my experiences and my understandings of what's going on right now. But yeah, I think it's been very easy to write miserable, sad songs when everyone's miserable and sad. You know, there's nothing happy to write about right now. It's definitely a heavy album, and I sing about topics that I never sung about before. Definitely. Today, for instance, I came up with a part on one of the songs, a guitar line that I hummed in my head, and I just rang my guitarist Danny on video call like this, and I said, bro, like, can you play this? And he played it, and then he recorded it straight away. And I just think it has been good for things like that, you know, like we're so blessed that we have the technology to be able to do that. And next week when we're in the studio, we have to remain socially distant from our producer and the engineer. So they will be one side of the room, and then only two of us at a time are allowed in the studio because it's not a big place. So I will be there, or Phil will be there, and the person recording. So it's going to be a tricky time, but it's amazing that you can make albums like that. We could make albums on 5 different continents, never even meeting each other, you know? We could write songs that way. It's just, yes, it's amazing. I do miss seeing people though. I miss seeing my friends in the band, and I miss seeing audiences, and it's just sad. I'm a very huggy person. I'm a very tactile person. And I just miss that connection, you know? I miss that human connection. I've been with my family for 12 weeks. I want to see some other people. I need to see someone else. Honestly, for 8 weeks, I was battling like depression. I didn't want to do anything. And it's only the last kind of month that I felt like I want to do stuff. And I think for us, we should focus on our album, because our album is the thing that is most important right now. So all of our energy is concentrating on these songs, this album, and then next year when all of this bullshit is over, we can come back and just go, bam, here's a new album, here's a tour, here's some videos, enjoy, rather than, and let's concentrate on not only our songs and our band, but also on our families and our loved ones. I live with 2 people who are high risk. In the high risk category, one has asthma, and my grandma is very ill with a blood disease. She lives here as well. I don't want to get these people ill. So I don't want to go. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to shake anyone's hand. I wear a mask everywhere I go, because this is more important than any music, any song, any album. My family and our health and safety is more important, and that goes for everyone in the band as well. Because 2 people in the band are expecting children. Good news, but what a scary time to be having children. And I feel sorry for them that when their girlfriends have babies, they won't even be able to be there. It's just so everyone's kind of focusing on what's important right now, and I think that's good. had this idea after, I don't know if you saw the terrible version that the American actors did. Gal Gadot, who played Wonder Woman, the actress, and Will Ferrell and Christian Wiig and all the Sia, they all did this video of Imagine, and it was terrible because only like 3 of them could sing, and the others were terrible. But also they were singing about lines like "Imagine no possessions," and they were sat in a mansion in LA. It was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. So I said to my friends, I said, why don't we do a version of this great song that people love, and try and raise some awareness for some great charities here in the UK. So I did. I started calling my friends. I called Jeff Scott Soto, Michael Sweet, Dave Kilminster, who plays for Roger Waters. I called all my best kind of friends in the business, and then I called Jasmine Rogers, Paul's daughter, who's a good friend of mine. And I said to Jasmine, I said, look, I'd love you to be on this. Also, if you want to ask your dad, I'd love to have him on it as well. And then I got an email from his wife, and she said he'd love to do it. When I got that email from his wife with the attachment of his video, I just was like, doesn't happen every day, you know. But I think that's something interesting again about being in quarantine and being in lockdown, is that even people like Paul Rogers are bored, you know. Like, these people have suddenly got all this time, so you can talk to them and you can interact better with them, because no one can do anything else but be online right now.
Run through the shadows, I am the night. Upon 1,000 horses we will ride.
The people that should be behind us, which you'd imagine would be the British rock press, aren't always behind us. Classic Rock magazine have not helped us at all, which I find insane when all the press and rock press around the world say is, we want the next big rock star, we want the next big voice, we want the next great guitar player, we want the next. And I come along with a great band and a great guitar player, and we haven't made a bad album. I think that's fair to say. We haven't made a bad album, and they don't jump at it. They'd rather support the bands in America that they continue supporting, like Greta Van Fleet or one of these other bands, which they asked and asked for someone with charisma and like rock talent and a great voice to come along. And I came along, and I think it's too much for them. People in England like to be modest. People in England like everyone to be an underdog. And there's nothing about me that's an underdog. If people enjoy it and want to write great things about what we're doing, that's amazing. If you don't, it doesn't matter, because I still get to do this, and thousands of people come and see us play. So I'm just happy that in 2020, a new rock band can have a #1 UK album in rock, and also play to thousands of people. That to me, when all you hear from people like the Gene Simmons of this world is that rock is dead, it's very amazing to me that I can still make a living singing rock and roll music. As long as I can do that, I feel like I've won. So it doesn't matter what people say. To me, it's like telling a dog not to bark. A dog wants to bark, you know? A dog is supposed to bark. A singer is supposed to sing. And these are older people that are doing it, regardless of how great they sound or not. If some people want to pay the money, they should be allowed to do it. And I don't know if I could ever imagine my life not singing. So I look at someone who's in their 60s or 70s, and I think, yeah, I probably would want to do the same. Even if I sucked, I'd want to sing, because that's all I know. That's what I love. That's what I love doing. I love singing.